Hello everyone, welcome back to the new lecture. So in this lecture, we are going to discuss what is BMS, Building Management System. So let's see. So here, after the end of this lecture, you would be able to understand what is BMS in detail. So let's start. So now here we'll see about BMS. So as you know that BMS what? So in BMS, B stand for building. Okay. So building refers to any type of infrastructure or facility, commercial, residential, industrial or institutional, okay, that required system like HVAC, lighting, water supply, safety, etc. So the example of building using BMS is office tower, hospitals, shopping malls, airport, universities, hotel and resorts, data center, etc. Okay. So these buildings often have multiple technical systems that need centralized management. Okay. So the B in BMS, B stand for building, M stand for management. Okay. So management term refers to the intelligent monitoring, control, automation and optimization of building system to reduce energy consumption, improve comfort, ensure safety. Okay. So how this BMS manage automatically? BMS automatically turn HVAC or light on off based on time or occupancies. Okay. It also adjusts the airflow based on temperature or CO2 level, and BMS also sends alert in case of fire or equipment fault. Okay. So instead of manual operation, everything is automated and monitored through one central system. Okay. So M stands for management. The next term is S. So S stands for system. Okay. So here system means a combination of hardware and software component that work together to achieve control and automation. So the main component of the system is controller, sensor, actuator, okay na, software platform, communication network. So these systems allow the building to think and respond without manual intervention. So this is the full form of BMS, Building Management System. Okay. So the building management system is a centralized and integrated system that monitors, controls and optimizes the mechanical, electrical, plumbing, safety and energy system within a building. So this is all about BMS. Hope all of you understand. So now here I will show you what is actually building management system means. See, it is written clearly. Building management system is an intelligent control system installed in buildings to monitor, control and optimize the mechanical, electrical and electromechanical system. It acts like the central nervous system of a building, connecting various subsystems to a central platform where the building operator or facility manager can monitor and control everything. Okay. So in simple language, you can say that BMS is the brain of a building that helps all systems like AC, lighting, security and fire alarm work smartly, efficiently and safely from one central control room or software. Okay. Suppose for example, we'll take one example. Imagine your smartphone control your AC, lights, door locks and security cameras from one apps. So that is what BMS does for a whole building, correct? So this is the basic example to understand actually what is BMS. So I hope that you have understood this thing. So now we'll see the main system controlled by BMS. Okay. So BMS integrates, monitors and control multiple building services to ensure safety, energy efficiency, comfort and centralized operation. So the major system BMS control include HVAC system. First of all, means heating, ventilation and air conditioning. So now the question is, what are the element controlled the BMS controlled elements are what in HVAC system, like chillers, boilers, heat pumps, AHU, FCU, VAV box, okay, VRF or VRV system, dampers, etc. So the main function of the system is what? Here the BMS automatically adjusts temperature, humidity and airflow. Even it can also control occupancy based ventilation, reduces energy use with time based scheduling and set point. For example, let's say the BMS increases chill water flow to the AHU on a sunny afternoon to maintain room temperature at 24 degrees Celsius. Automatically it will adjust, okay, based on the temperature and humidity. If I take one example, so simple, suppose for example, uh, in a commercial office, the BMS normally maintain the indoor temperature at 24 degrees Celsius using return air temperature sensor, chill water actuators and VFD control AHU fan. So it turn off the HVAC system after 7 pm. Why? To save energy. Simple. This is the basic example. Okay. So the first system controlled by BMS, here we have discussed HVAC. Second one is the lighting control system. Here the controlled elements are interior and exterior lighting zone, motion occupancy sensors, daylight sensor, timer, dimming controls, okay, emergency lighting monitorings. So these are the elements which controlled by BMS, okay. So here normally BMS schedules lightings based on time and occupancy, okay. It uses daylight sensor to dim lights during daytime, and it is the BMS turn off lighting in unoccupied area automatically. For example, in a corporate office, okay, the BMS dims window side lights during daytime and switches off corridor light after let's say 8 pm, okay, automatically. And the third system controlled by BMS is electrical power monitoring system, okay. So here the controlled elements, the system controlled by means the elements controlled by BMS is in electrical power monitoring system is main panel and sub panel, then DG set, UPS system, bus duct and transformers, circuit breakers, okay. So here what doing, normally the BMS building management system monitors energy consumption, and it also detect overload, phase loss and fault condition, okay. It also auto start generator during outage. So in this way the BMS work, okay. So for example, like here in the electrical power monitoring system, BMS identifies a phase imbalance in the sub main panel and send an SMS or email alert to the facility manager, okay. So this is the main purpose. Now the next one is what here? The next system controlled by BMS, security and access control system. So security and access control system integrated devices are CCTV integration, live access control, biometric readers, okay na. So here the BMS denies access to restricted zone and logs access activity and security breaches. It also integrates CCTV feeds and alarm event, okay. For example, unauthorized entry into the server room at midnight trigger an alarm and notification to security staff. So in this way the system controlled by BMS. Next system is fire alarm and life safety system, okay, like fire alarm control panel, smoke and heat detectors, sprinklers, okay, manual call points, public address system, and if you are giving pressurization fan, smoke exhaust fan, this all will be controlled by the BMS only, okay, in building. So here the main purpose is what? Here normally the BMS receives signal from fire alarm panel, okay, and automatically shut down AHU, lift, and opens fire damper in case of fire. Okay, it also activates stairwell pressurization and extraction fan. Is it clear? So in this way, for example, simple example I am giving. Suppose a smoke detector in the electrical room activate the fire alarm. So the BMS shut down AHU on that time and start exhaust fan and unlock exit door. Simple. This is the main function. Okay. In this way the BMS control the system. Simple. And the next is plumbing and water supply system. So here, like in plumbing and water supply system, you know that water supply pumps and tanks are controlled by BMS. Even the booster pumps, level sensors, sump and overhead tank level, sewage pump, drainage pump, that all will be controlled by BMS. Okay, so here normally the BMS auto operate pumps based on tank level, and it also send alert for low water level or pump failure, and also monitors the domestic and flushing water system. Okay, suppose for example, here what is the main, how the BMS controlled this system? Simple. BMS start the water booster pump when now we'll show you here how does a BMS work. Okay, so remember, a building management system work by monitoring, controlling and optimizing the performance of building system like HVAC, lighting, power, plumbing, fire, etc. using automation, sensor and centralized software. Okay, so here I will show you a step-by-step detailed process how actually the BMS work. So in that, see, the first point is given, sensing and data collection. Okay, so the process start with sensor collecting real-time data from different system. So here remember, the device involved are the temperature sensor, CO2 sensor, occupancy sensor, water level sensor, etc. So see, these sensor continuously measure environmental condition or equipment status. Okay, and send this data to the controller. For example, a CO2 sensor detect high carbon dioxide level in a meeting room. So it will send the signal to the controller. Is it clear? Simple. Now the second step is control logic processing. Okay, so the controller means this DDC or PLC receive data from sensor and make decision based on program logic. So here the key components are, as I told you, DDC means direct digital controller, PLC means programmable logic controller, input output modules, etc. So here the controller receive data from sensor and make decision based on program logic. So the key component is given, what I have discussed here. Okay. Next, action execution. The next step is action. So based on the controller command, actuator or devices are activated to correct the condition. And here the device involved are motorized valve. So this motorized valve adjusts chill water or hot water flow. Then dampers control air direction or volume. Relay and contactors start or stop pumps, light, fan, etc. for that we are using. And lighting, dimmers or switches. These are the device involved here. Okay, is it clear? For example, the damper open and fresh air start to dilute CO2 level in the room. This is the basic example. Then the next step is centralized monitoring and management. So all data and action are logged, visualized and managed through the BMS workstation. So the components are BMS server workstation, HMI screen or SCADA interface, web browser or mobile apps, data storage. Okay, is it clear? Then the next is optimization and automation. So here see what happened. The BMS continually analyzes building data and automatically adjusts system to save energy and improve efficiency. Okay, example is given here. During non-working hours, BMS turn off all office light and set HVAC to energy saving mode automatically. Okay, so the main purpose is I think main function you have understood. So to turn off light when area is unoccupied and to reduce HVAC operation during night hours. Okay, so this is the how the BMS work. Okay, now here we'll show you the example application of BMS. It is given, let us imagine a modern office building. So in this building, the BMS automatically start the chillers and AHU at 7 a.m. just before people arrive. Okay, it is depends. See, the timing will be vary. Okay, based on the which type of building it is. If it is a school building, as per that you can adjust whatever. So here I am assuming, suppose they start the chiller, BMS start the chiller and AHU at 7 a.m. just before people arrives, and it adjusts the fan speed and cooling level based on indoor temperature and CO2 levels. Okay, and turn off light in unoccupied meeting room using occupancy sensors. If there is no people available in the meeting room, so here automatically the BMS turn off lights, simple, using occupancy sensor. And also lower blinds or adjust lighting based on daylight sensor. And BMS automatically monitors the generator status during a power failures here. Integrates with the fire alarm. Suppose for example when a fire is detected, so normally the BMS building management system shut down the HU to prevent smoke spread and start pressurization fan in staircases automatically. Okay, it also provides the facility manager with alarm on the BMS workstation if a pump fails or if chilled water temperature is out of range. So without BMS, what happened? All this system would operate independently, wasting energy and increasing manual work. So the BMS is very important. Okay, is it clear? So the benefits of BMS is what? BMS provides centralized automated control over a building mechanical and electrical system. So this result in improved energy efficiency, operational comfort and safety while reducing maintenance and running cost. Okay. Now here we'll see the benefits. What is the advantages of building management system? So the first one is given energy efficiency and cost saving. Yes, of course, see, BMS now helps reduce energy consumption by automatically controlling HVAC, lighting, okay, and power system based on occupancy, time schedule and environmental condition. Okay. Then second one, BMS maintain a consistent and comfortable environment inside the building by continuously adjusting temperature, humidity and lighting. So it can improve the comfort for occupants, simple. And the third one is centralized monitoring and control. So all building system are controlled from a single interface from BMS workstation or web interface. So making it easy to manage large or complex facility. So this is the another advantage. Next is proactive maintenance and fault detection. So yes, BMS provide early warning of fault or irregularities, helping maintenance team fix issue before breakdown occurs. So this is the another advantage benefits of BMS. And the next one is what? The BMS integrate with fire alarm, CCTV and access control system to enhance emergency response and building security. Okay. For example, in the event of a fire, BMS shut off the HU and activate pressurization fan for stairwell and unlock emergency exit automatically. So this is the benefits. And finally here it is given what? Scalability and flexibility is the another benefits. BMS can be easily expanded or integrated with additional system as the building needs grow. Okay. Is it clear? So this is the another benefits of building management system. So now the topics which we have covered today. Here we have discussed in detail about what is building management system. So hope all of you enjoy the session. See you in the next lecture.